Hello everyone, how are you today? Happy Halloween day for everyone. I know you are not just having fun, you are just here for learn something else. I'm Professor Aldo Brunhara and I'd like to welcome you to our webinar. I hope this will be a very easygoing conversation. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Director of International Business School Americas and also have PhD in International Management and Strategy. And I hope today we can talk about a very important subject that we're going to explore, and we're going to exchange ideas about how to develop leadership, and also what kind of competence we need to do that. And we can do that through entrepreneur. We can do that through innovative activities inside or outside the company, because that's something we need to do every day. Because it's a very important topic for our personal development, and then we can create a solid understanding in how we can be a very successful professional and also have a successful career. I really want you to have a very successful career, so that's why I'm just here with you today, so we can spend a little bit of our knowledge, and also we can exchange ideas, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. This is important for those who are working in public or also private sector, so it doesn't matter. And so it's very important for us to participate in that, because leaders nowadays inside the organization are the ones who lead to change, to innovation, okay? And a leader is the one who puts the hats on her head and then move forwards to the innovation inside the company and also inside your own career. Okay, I'm going to talk about how people's creative thinking leads to innovation as well, and I'll also discuss with you the company's strategy and strategic thinking in terms on how to have a very creative idea implemented, how to turn that into something that we're going to add value to our clients and also to our society, because that's our contribution at the end of the day, because we have to do something for our society. Last but not least, I'm going to discuss with you about why innovation is so vital and so to build the company's competitive advantage, because all the companies are looking for increasing their competitive advantages in the market. Okay, in order to chat about that, I hope this we're going to be a very interactive way, and at the end of this session I'm going to open for questions and answers. Thank you for those who already sent your questions. I hope we have time to reply all of them, and then I would like also to motivate you to participate and give your idea as we talk, because it's going to be a very quick conversation. Yeah, but send your comments in our chat using the Gmail account. We are open to receive and read your comments as well. Okay, so it's very easy. There's no cost. At the end of the day, just using our Gmail account at the right side of your screen, and you can access our chat here, and our assistant is going to read your question. All right. Okay. And just before we start, and also I would like to say that also I'm going to mention about the scholarship programs. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about that as well. There's great opportunities for us to share ideas with you how to improve your career, having an international experience that's going to be a life-changing experience when you go abroad. And the best part, you're going to have a partial scholarships available for you, and I'm going to share with you some opinions on one student that I chose, one of the students that I'm going to try to open the video for you to see at the end as well. So I hope you'll enjoy these lectures. It was created based on my experience as a professor, as a consultant, and also based on two renowned authors, James Collins from the book Good to Great. By the way, this book is really worthwhile to read, so I do recommend you to read James Collins' book, okay? Because that's really awesome. I mean, and he mentioned about the organizational leadership's role, and then he gives lots of recommendations. Also, related to the innovation, I'm using some ideas of Professor Peter Drucker on the discipline of innovation. He's a really an awesome. Unfortunately, he passed away. He's not with us anymore. I do recommend you to download that article as well, because that's going to be good for you to grow in your knowledge, academic as well. Okay, so I'm using these two both studies, but also I can also show some other sources I'm using, so you can see that in your screen, just in case you need to go deeper in other information. All right. Well, let's start then. First of all, here's one thing. Sometimes organizations, they develop their work basically doing things today at the same way they are doing in the past. So doing things today as the same day you did in the past. I have a question for you. Do you do things today the same day you did yesterday? Looks like we're having a little bit problem, technically speaking. Let me check here. Okay, we are open back. Okay, no problem. Okay, so my question to you, first question, are you doing things today as you did yesterday? Because is the world changing? Is the car changing? What do you think? Well, in this environment of changing, so the change comes comes with a frequency so fast, because the communication nowadays is so easy, so the organization needs to reinvent themselves in a quickly way. So that's why we need the leader's job that place. Why that? Because the leader are the one inside the company, and that can honestly evaluate what's happening inside, what's happening outside. He can see what kind of competencies in the organization I need to create, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and I need to identify the gaps. I need to create plans. I need to create new paths for the organization to stay relevant. Okay, if no one inside the company does that, who's going to do that? You? Believe me, yes, you're right. The leader needs to do that. The leader is the one who needs to lead and in this process of change. Because if you are keeping doing the things as the same way we did yesterday, that's not going to be good. So and then we're going to be stale. We're going to be stopped in a certain moment. And the environment is changing, so we have to move forward. I like the bike theory. I don't know if you know about the bike theory, because the bike theory means if you ride a bike, you have to cycling, because if you stop, you fall, right? So in this process of creating value to the customer, we have to keep cycling. We have to keep it, and the leader needs to play this role and keep the organization moving forward. Yeah. So one question for you also here is how the leaders are shaped. Okay. Let me give you a classic example, because when you have an example that it's going to be much easier for you to understand. Okay. One leader that comes to my mind is John Kennedy. Kennedy, I don't know if you know that, he was a former president of the United States. He was killed in the 60s, but he was really a leader. In the beginning of the 60s, he released a program called Apollo program. Apollo was very famous. We had lots of movies about this project, right? He established a goal saying to the United States, and especially for NASA, and not only for the nation, but initially for NASA, and then became for the nation goal. He said, everyone, we need to have a new project for us. At the end of the 60s, I want to take the man to the moon, and I want to bring him back safely. That was a very clear pathway project he puts to the nation. Yeah. I don't want to get in merits if it's important to going to the moon or not. Okay. What matters here for me is to understand and get an example for you to understand that this leader was able of mobilizing humanity progress. He did not just move the human resource or materials or financial resource to achieve his goals. Yeah, hit this goal. He moved the world to a new path, to a new standard level. Yeah. So leadership, in fact, is not just collecting resources, but is really creating better conditions that in the process of achieving a goal and identify the correct competences to necessary and to build that specific goals. Okay, I have to create this path, maximizing my capacities I have in the organization. I have to look to the gaps, develop those capacities I don't have, and then in the course of these actions, other objectives will come through. Let me explain you a little bit better about this, because it's very important for you to understand. Okay, when you establish a goal for yourself, for your life, for a career, when you say, I want to do something different, I want to get new competences, I want to acquire new competence, I want to go abroad, study abroad, improve my English. Yeah, you have you're inside your company, you have the organization structure, and when we develop these goals, these skills and these capacities, you can use these skills you have, but you also have to develop new ones in your team. And to achieve a goal, you have to give the team support and also train to be a better performance, because you want the team to excel. You want the team to feel confident. And then when you have a long-term goal for the team, this makes the path much easier, because the people know what to do, what they are looking for, what they want to get. Yeah. Of course, as I mentioned, during the course of the actions to achieve one specific goal, and the example I gave to you, the Apollo program, just in terms of dollars today, the investment was around $150 billion, and this was a massive much of money in the 60s. It doesn't, not just consider inflation, but $150 in 60 was a vastly more than $150 billion today. Well, they put this resource there, the money was used to do everything, and they achieved the goal. What do you think? Remember? Yes, they took the man to the moon and brought him back safely. What else was done with the money? Well, today we have the computerized new technologies that we are using was thanks to the Apollo program. Yeah, and it's still at we are using numerous areas, including medicine, including the reduction of the shape and the size of the computers, as well as other electronic devices. We can see that all came from Apollo program, all stemmed from them, from this specific goal that John F. Kennedy gave to us. Yeah, the microchip was developed as well. So microchip was developed because they need smaller equipment to take the man out of Earth. Yeah, and the computer we are using today, because they have to communicate between Houston and the spaceship. Yeah, so the computer used in the communication was really improved at that time. Okay, so thank you very much, Apollo program. Thank you, Jeff Kennedy, for giving this goal to us. Because today we have generate power, we have power drills, new technology developing, and all of them usually started from Apollo program. Yeah. My question to you: all this innovation came to benefit only American companies, or it benefit everyone? What do you think? Everyone, right? Because we are using today. And the leader, Jeff Kennedy, they put this road to us. So the leader identify a long-term goal. The leader pushed the company to achieve them. And Kennedy, as you know, he was not the first leader we had in history. You know that. How many leaders we had? How many leaders do you know? Listen to in our chat. How many leaders do you know? Let's go back a little bit in our history. I want to give another example to make it very clear for you. Let's go for the Egyptian pyramids. Okay, what they built that. So when a pharaoh was the leader, he said, "I want to build a pyramid here." He had to move all the architects and engineers he had, and at that time did not have all the skills. So he had to develop engineer skills, he had to develop astronomy skills. All this knowledge was created to build the pyramids, and was later used this knowledge to create cities, to organize our labor way of doing things, to do weather forecasting, to organization plantation cycles. So I'm giving you another example to show to you that one leader gives one big objective, and sometimes he doesn't know the results, the course of actions that come through. Other results will come through. Yeah? I'm talking about a long time ago, 5,000 years ago. But Professor, a long time ago doesn't matter, because it's a classic example, and this gives you a better understanding for you to know what I'm talking about. Yeah? And the pyramids were only overtaken in terms of height and size recently in the 19th century. Do you know that? Only by the modern man-made structure that we created was able to surpass this height and size of the pyramids. Yeah. So when a leader identifies a goal, it's beneficial under many different perspectives, and it's different because if you are able to develop in yourself the qualities required for you to play the role as a leader, yeah, this will contribute to your organization. This will contribute for you to prosper your career, because when you implement those attitudes, those competencies will improve your way of doing things, improve your way to maximize your teamwork activities. Okay? Well, if you have been attentive to what I have discussed, yeah, I need to say that it's very important. A very important to say thing to say is about the characteristics. Okay, because some people, they confuse leadership about charisma. Okay, or about being popular, among your colleagues, your friends. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating vision. Okay. Your capacity to organize opportunities, your capacity of leading the company to achieve goals, and this has a lot to do with education, my friends, my dear students. Education in a perspective of individual, when you do your own efforts to improve yourself, or also collectively way. Okay. Unfortunately, the world is extremely unequal in terms of education. Yeah. Some countries, they invest more than the other ones, okay? And that's very important for you to know that leadership is really linked to education, okay? Let me give you one table for you to see. In this table, I'm going to show you about the OECD, some numbers, okay? About how much some specific countries are investing in terms of student, and we can compare that number. My question to you, are these countries with developed industry, developed leaders in the market, okay, or not? What do you think? When I say, for example, let's look for Switzerland, United States, Norway, or other developed countries. Okay, these countries, you can see on the table that they invest around $15,000 to $16,000 per student per year. Okay, in education, of course. Yeah, yeah. And they are very rich countries. The companies from these countries are already leading the market, so they are leaders where what they are doing. Yeah, but they still invest more in education. Why is that? Because on the other way around, the poorest countries, you can see in the right side of the table, the poor countries, and the other developing countries, they need to spend more in education, but they are, because they need to spend more in training, increase their productivity, they need to improve their market, but they are investing 4 or 5 times less than developed countries. Yeah. Surprised? Are you surprised with that? Yeah. We have to do something, okay? Because the developing countries are not investing as much as they should. So our foundations from what the programs we coordinate, we give scholarships to developing countries. Was that's our contribution to move the world forward to get a better integration and also to get new leaders coming from developing countries. And to do that, we need people with new competences. And these international scholarships we supply will give you the opportunity to go abroad, increase your knowledge, practice your English, get to know a very dynamic market in the United States or in Europe. Okay? So my recommendation to you is really pay attention to what we are giving to you, because this is really a very cold, nice Coca-Cola in the desert. Okay? It's very good programs. Okay? And then when you become a leader, you're gonna know that was very important. A leader needs to improve and needs to innovate, needs to articulate new ideas. Let's go back to the topic. So, need to develop in the competences and also to know about the customer's needs, and also find ways to add value to what you're doing. Okay? I can understand that the benefit of the new company is when you do these projects for the leader, move for the company to innovate, and this will create a new way of doing things and bring the company to go out from a static condition and move forward to a dynamic position. So they have to evolve to a dynamic company. Why is that? Because Professor Wald is saying to you? No. Because the world is changing. It's because Professor Peter Drucker said the main sources of the corporate innovation are not inside the company. Do you know where the main sources are? They are outside the company. In other words, Professor Peter Drucker taught us that is the environment, the unexpected factor happening in the market, an inconsistency in the product, a new method that has been created, any situation, the change, the consumer behavior change, the society perception of values, so the people's desires, yeah, they change. So all this change happen in the market. If the company are not attentive, is not a dynamic company, they will be stale in the past. Yeah. So that's why the leader needs to keep an eye, observe what's happening outside, look at what's happening in the market, and then bring this inside the company and promote changes required to survive and also to create a new competence and new competitive advantage. This will allow you to grow in your career and also in your company. Okay? Is that all right? Well, then, if we are talking about a leader that sees what's happening outside and sees what's happening also inside the organization, I'm talking about a very well-educated individual. That's why I put education in this presentation for you, because a very high qualified person will be the one who's going to be sitting in this chair, who's going to be using this hat, okay? Because when a very boring professor like me suggest you guys study, learn more about many things, engage yourself, go abroad. Yeah, it's because indeed I'm playing the role of motivating yourself to build the baseline of competence, and I want you to succeed in your life. I want you to develop yourself as a future leader, as a very successful professional, as someone who really embrace the challenges of the new world. And in advance of everybody, you can move the company to this new challenge and new world. Yeah. Of course, you cannot do that alone. I don't want you to start crying here. Okay? Don't be scared. Okay? So a leader can be built. You can do that. A leader needs to be a collaborative person. I need to be a responsible manager. I need to be a very effective leader. And also, I like to say, is a constructor of long-term excellence inside the company. He or she is always searching for daily enhancements. When you wake up today and you said, I have a lecture today, so you said, oh, that's something different. So you guys are congratulations because you are doing something different today. You have to do step-by-step innovation in your company, in your career, in your educational level. And a leader is someone who's really doing something different every day, every day. When you drive home, try to find new ways to drive home. Okay, when you take a shower, try to change the way you take a shower. Because this will create in your brain alternatives for innovation. Okay, a person that will be leading the group is someone who questions things, not just put people in doubt. Okay, of course you can make questions. Professor James Collins in the book Good to Great, he mentioned that when you have a team, you need to look in the team. If someone is not performing well, we need to replace them, replace him or her. He's not saying about laying off. He's saying about look for the right position for the person. If there's no way of doing that, and then you can, unfortunately, you have to dismiss. But that's will be the last option. Okay. So when you put the right person in the right position, you are gonna be very successful. You're gonna excel everything, because companies are not like Hollywood movies. When I say Hollywood movies, I say someone who comes and solves all the problems in matters of questions in seconds. The bomb is there, almost exploding, and then a hero comes in and then solves all the problems. Companies are not like that. Our life is not like that. Society is not like that. The market is not like that. Okay? So searching for the best way to manage these groups, to excel these groups, and select the first thing is to select the right person to be designated to the right position. Okay? And the role of the leader inside the organization has to be one of these. Okay? I always suggest, following Professor James Collins, that you place yourself as a provocative leader. Okay? You make questions, because a leader makes questions. Yeah? A leader challenges people intellectually. So challenge your colleagues, challenge your family, instead of imposing your own value answers. Okay? Try to dialogue, because a leader needs to dialogue with your team, need to see differences, and agree and disagree sometimes, but you have to be the one who harmonizes the group. Okay? Someone who helps the team to go better, improve the performance. Okay? Every day that goes by, we can, and you must say, find a new way to do things, to work. Yeah? And the role of a leader is to support people in this ladder of development. Summarize for you: be aware of the company problems, and finally, inside the team, you can allocate the right talents, allocate mainly based on one specific characteristics. Which one is that? Based on people's hearts. Let me explain to you about this, because I love this part, because the idea is that the leader is capable to make people to excel when they really have a passion for what they are doing. Because when you love to do things, you don't inquire, you do that because you love it. Imagine about in your home when your father asks for you to do things you like. You do it, you don't think about it. So if people in your team does not doing that, reallocate them, put their strengths when they are, and then you multiply the efficiency of the team. You multiply the productivity of the team, and the consequence, the company will go up, it will grow as well. Well, that's almost ending our fairly quickly conversation with you about how leadership is built, how we can, based on in goals and in mission, we can move forward innovation, we can promote entrepreneurial actions through this change, both inside the company and about yourself. Okay, I want you to go home today. When you turn off this webinar, you think, I learned something from Professor Aldo today, is I need to do something different every day. Okay, I need to improve. Okay, I need to go out of the box. Okay. Well, now let's talk about the scholarships. We are in the last days, the deadline for you to request to study abroad these programs, and it's a really great opportunity for you to invest in your education, because you're going to participate in a 3-week program, United States or Europe, and then you're going to be Brazil. We have a successful emerging economy Brazil program as well. So in different areas of administration, this program is organized by International Business School Americas, includes company visits, includes business presentations, includes optional visits as well in very interesting places. And the best part of this, you're going to learn how to interact in a business world with great professors, with PhDs, academic, and also in a practical way. Improve your English, because this will be a full English program. In California, New York, and London, we have also the business English model included. So you do 2 programs and you have 2 certificates at the end. All of this, even better, because it's going to apply, you're going to have a scholarship for these programs. Okay, so don't miss this chance. And these programs will change your life. This program will allow you to interact and increase your network globally. Talk to my assistant, first of all. Choose the right program. I want you to choose the right program because I want you to go back to your country and you can recommend. Okay? And request your scholarship. It's very easily. You just submit your application. The deadline is November 10, so very soon. And then, but time go fast. You still have time to talk to my assistant to choose your program. And if necessary, we can talk one-to-one as well. I'm available for you. But my assistants are fully competent and give you all the supports for you to choose the best programs. Okay? I guarantee I have many feedbacks from the students that go and come back, and they write to me and say, Professor, thank you very much. This was a life change for me. I came back to my country and now I have a new job. I have been promoted, or I have a new career opening for me. Okay, the programs are unique, and I guarantee you will excel your expectations. Before we go to questions and answers, I would like to share with you one student's opinion about the programs. I'm going to ask my assistant to put the video of Karina, and then I want you to listen from her directly, because one thing is myself saying that, but I want you to listen to Karina directly. Okay, let's see if the system works today. One moment, please. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, my name is Karina, and I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. I attended the course of Communication, Design and Innovation, and I work with market research, and I work in a chemical industry. The main points that I liked most was the experience that I had, the contact that I had with different cultures, the point of view of the professor about the subject that I know a little because I work with market. The visit was pretty interesting because we could see how the communication and innovation could work together in order to address better strategy, storytelling, everything related to market, which is pretty important. I had all the support that I needed. The guys from CSUN were amazing. IBS also gave me all the support that I needed. I enjoyed a lot.
Hi, we're back. I hope in the next season maybe I can meet you or have you record and we can exchange your video here as well for new students in the future. Yeah, so it's really a unique opportunity. Don't waste time. Talk to my assistant. Apply as soon as you have, and enjoy it. All right. I hope to see you in the future. Let's go to the questions. I have some questions that came before, so I'm going to read those first. And my first question here comes from South Africa. Hi, South Africa. How are you today? And I have from Vimbai. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And the question is, what's the strategic planning and how to cultivate the business ideas inside the strategic planning? I think that's your idea. Well, when you stop before making a strategic plan for your company or yourself, you have to do in different ways, like in short term, long term. Okay, so short term, think about what you're planning to improve in the next year, and then also in the 5 years. Yeah, and then among your strategies, try to see areas of improvements, areas that you can do improve what you are doing. Innovation can be step-by-step innovation, or it can be a disruptive innovation, something new. Okay, so you have to do this two way of doing the innovation, cultivate innovation inside your company, because when you put this in a strategic plan, and then you have the goal, the mission that we are talking about in the webinar. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. Thank you very much. One more question from South Africa. Oh, South Africa is really popular here today. It comes from Ivan. He's asking here, what are the keys to develop strategic thinkers in the business? So he wants to, I think Ivan is looking to have more people having this strategic planning. Yeah. So there are several ways, Ivan, I see, for you to be more innovative, yeah, and also we have to practice doing something extra activities, like, for example, some people like to walking every day in an open air environment. Some people like to play an instrument of musician, become a musician. So try to learn a new language or doing something that you have never done. Challenge yourself. I mean, challenge yourself to do something you have never done before. Yeah, this way you're creating in your brain opportunity for strategic thinking and also innovate yourself. And when some innovation comes to your company, to your business, it will be much easier for you to observe and for you to apply and implement. Okay, Ivan, I hope I have answered your question. Thank you very much for joining us. One more from South Africa, Naniwe Mitshemia. I hope I have spelled it correctly. Uh, the question is, how do we strategically lead in a changing environment? How we lead? Well, that's a great question, Naniwi. Because as I was mentioning, the lecture outside is like changing every second. You just give you one walking around your square block, and you see the position of things will not be the same. The world is moving so quickly, mainly because of the new technologies that are coming through, the communication. We are receiving lots of information at the same time. So we have to filter. You as a leader, you need to think about what's really important, and that's the challenge for the leader to be strategically thinking in terms in this area of change. Okay. In California, by the way, we have a new program called Leadership in the Era of Change. If you are interested, talk to my assistant. It also takes place in California State University. It's a new program that the CSUN just opened. The new group is going to be July next year. But I know CSUN is really Excel University, so awesome university. You're going to be an awesome program as well. Join us, Nawiwi. You're going to love it. Now, still in Africa, from Kenya, one question here from Ellen. Let me read it here. How can we improve leadership in countries suffering with corruption? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so bad, Ellen, that this still happening today. My recommendation would be investing more in education, because as most people are more educated, this should be a reduced problem. Unfortunately, it's a problem we face in not only in developing countries, but also developing countries. They have some problem, but in a much lower rate. For example, Japan, United States, and Europe. We can see also in the economic forum they mentioned about that the corruption, the level of corruption in the poorest countries are higher, and then comparing to the developing countries. My understanding is because of the education level of the population, and then also when you go for election, you choose the wrong leaders. Yeah. So when you are more educated, you're going to be more criteria to elect new persons, and then you want to improve your society as a whole. Okay. And then it's going to be really challenging. I know Kenya has suffering a lot recently. I read about that, Ellen. I'm sorry to hear about that, but you are not alone. Okay. And we have to keep the values, have to keep it up, and continuing improving every second. Do the change in every small thing you do. Okay. And no matter if the corruption is for $5 or for $5 million, corruption is a corruption. So when we have education, we try to move and reduce this level. We have one more for Africa as well, from Angola. Hi, Paula. Olá, Paula. Tudo bem? What influence does accounting have inside the company? Accounting is something really great, and accounting is where you can identify how you are performance. So is the heart in terms of identify the temperature of the organization. So when you do accounting properly, when you know the numbers, and you can define new strategies and new entrepreneurship actions, and also new innovations actions based on what your performance is. Because when you are not performing, you have to make change. Otherwise, as Einstein used to say, for innovation is done because you do something different. Okay, you need to apply on that in accounting as well. Accounting nowadays is moving to more strategically, and also more automatization because of the new softwares, management software that are implemented by the companies, ERP softwares. This will make the accounting much easier, but now the accountant is like more brain than more process activities. Okay, So we are moving to a new era of accounting very quickly because of artificial intelligence, because of new technology, because of many things. Ok? Paula, muito obrigado por sua pergunta. Thank you very much for your question. Come to us, and I hope to see you in one of the programs. All right? Thank you. Thank you very much, Sophia, for being here with me today, assisting me in the web.
You're welcome.
Sophia, do you have comments or questions from the students?
No, I think all the questions have been answered by you.
Any comments depois da?
No, they are asking for the scholarships,
All right.
and I'm answering them here.
All right. Okay. Good. Pretty good. Thank you very much for joining us today, joining me here, and thank you for your patience because we are almost 1 hour from your time. I hope that this has been very fruitful, our conversation, and also about the scholarships. Okay. About the programs, we have programs in California, New York. You can apply on those programs in different areas. Marketing, finance, even English. If your English not really 100%, you can do only the business English program, which is really good program as well for you to improve your English. All the programs have been designed to be a very active methodology, so you're going to participate a lot during the course of the program, and you're going to make presentations, you're going to go company visits, you're going to do a business presentation, and you're going to do shopping, of course. You're going to be, so the classes are from Monday to Thursdays. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are free for you to sightsee, because a learning process is not only inside the classroom. I do believe in that. When you have the free time on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and then you can improve your English when you go shopping, you go to the beach, you go to the Manhattan, or you go to Walt Disney or Disneyland or whatever, Universal Studios or Hollywood Boulevard, Beverly Hills. You are still improving your way of speaking, learning, understand the culture, understanding how this dynamic economy in the United States are created. All right, my friends, thank you very much for being here. Please be welcome to add me in the LinkedIn, and I hope to see you in the next program. And have a lovely day. Bye bye.